outside.
Let's do it.
All right. Wow. We are Rumble Pop Live, everybody. This is amazing. I'm so excited by what's happening right now in the universe. I feel very positive about today. Actually, I don't at all. I'm just trying. They say fake it till you make it. And I'm definitely really trying. At what point, though, do you say everything is a lie? and when do I make it? You know, like I faked so much of my life. Everything is not real. None of this shit is real. Look, this is fucking fake. It's fake. It's made out of cheese.
All you have to do is sing that song, row, row, row your boat gently down the street.
Life is but a dream.
That's right.
Buddhists believe that this is an illusion.
There we go. There, look. That looks perfect.
There you go.
Right?
Beautiful.
Or is it that way? There we go. Now, everything. I'm gonna move that sideways, and it almost spilt my beer. Woo! Oh, hey everybody! My mom and dad are on. Hi, mom and dad.
Hi, Mom and Papa McKinney.
And since we have mom and dad on, I want to wish a very happy birthday to two people. Both are down below here. To Kevin, whose birthday's coming up, and to Janet, whose also birthday is coming up. Right on the heels of Kevin's birthday comes Janet's birthday. It's kind of crazy.
Yay, happy birthday, Kevin!
So
Same
happy
to you.
birthday, everybody!
Geminis.
And also, is your father's birthday as well?
Who? No. His we'll have another podcast before his birthday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, him and my sister. But my niece will be giving birth on your birthday, Kevin. So that's exciting.
Oh, awesome.
We'll be having I think it's going to be a boy. I think
They're gonna name it Kevin.
No, they're not.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That would be so fun.
They're not. They're gonna name it Kevon.
Why not Esteban?
They're going to do Kevin with a
Esteban.
Y.
Mom and Dad
Esteban.
says happy birthday, you two. Enrique says happy birthday, you two.
Yay,
And hey Enrique, thanks for joining us. We got an exciting thing going on today. Something we were going to do a couple weeks ago, but the stars did not align, and we were not able to get the podcast up and running, so to speak. I got pulled away for some work, and Chris got pulled away. I think he had his genitals stuck in a toaster, which is actually why he couldn't make it tonight. Also, interestingly enough.
Always making shit up.
Yeah. Well, if you have not seen, what is that? It's a Tacoma it's Tacoma FD. It's on. It was on True TV for a while, and I think you can find it on Netflix now. There's an episode in, I think it's either the first or second season, where it's a full moon, and every time these fire.
That's the one. That's the show you made me watch.
Yes. Yeah. That's the episode, too. Every time they got called out for an event, it was because some guy got his dick stuck in something, and one of them was a toaster. So it happens, apparently enough, that they made an episode about it. So, I think Chris watched it, and he decided it was worth the risk. And then he was unable to make it 2 times in a row now, so... he might still be stuck in it. We don't know. He might still be stuck in the toaster. I don't know.
Hopefully he's getting proper medical treatment.
Yeah, right. Who is Grace and Arami?
Grace and Arame. Arame. Grace and Arame. They help out at the shop at Spiro's Heroes.
They help
Especially
out?
Grace. Grace has been a very big help.
Well, hello, you two. Thanks for joining.
Episode here.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Indeed.
So, Kevin, take it away. I'm going to do some stuff in the background here.
All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone in the 24 time zones on planet Earth. Welcome to the most apocalyptic, most devastating, and most sinister live stream on YouTube, Rumble Pod. And now I'm going to introduce to you my co-conspirators and co-hosts for the evening. First, the man in that blue headset, the man with that spunky beard, the man who's insane. He is DC Comics for life. If you have a problem with it, he will bust you in the mouth and knock you out. He's also a man who was also voted the 2000 Mr. Ohio back in the day. He was also, for some reason, voted the 2023 most desirable man of North Hollywood, California. He's a man that ladies find so desirable, they froth the mouth. They throw undergarments at him. For reasons unknown, they love throwing their undergarments at him. He is the original Don! Next, we go to a lady, a fine young lady, originally from the great state of Ohio. She is someone who is and was voted the best Cubana of the year in Southern California. She was a baroness of theater performances. She is a duchess of many of your hearts, and she is a very talented actress and artist. Give it up again. She's come back on the show to co-host with us. She is the jubilant, the jazzy Janet Big Money Lee Road.
Thank you for having me.
And last, but certainly not least, another fine young lady from that beautiful, great Grand Canyon state of Arizona. She is a woman of high moral character. She is a true warrior who lives the Cobra Kai lifestyle. If you cross her path, if you disrespect this young lady, God help you, because she will break your arm and then some. She is also a powerful and great Polynesian dancer. Give it up for the brilliant and bewitching Miss Bonnie Toe.
Yay!
Yay!
And now you, Kevin.
And of course, I am your humble servant, your humble podcaster, the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan arts, your Supreme Chancellor, Brother Kevin.
From the great state of New York.
That's right. I am from the great state of New York. And we're going to have fun tonight, brothers and
That was
sisters.
delayed.
It's okay. It's okay.
Hear that?
The chimes came late, but it's all good. Tonight, brothers and sisters, we're going to rank 15 powerful apocalyptic films that I'm sure you've seen and that you enjoy. But before we do that, Donald needs to pull something out of his hat.
I do. As soon as I can get this thing to work. There we go. Finally. Jesus. That was a chore, let me tell you. YouTube was not working for some reason, which is very odd. It's the first time that's ever happened. So that threw me for a loop, but I was finally able to get it to work. So there we go. And in which case, I guess I'm in good enough spirits now I can finally pull out. Yay! There we go. I successfully pulled out. What have I pulled out? A few books here and there. I got six comics I can discuss. First of all, picking back up where we left off in Uncanny Valley issue number 1, written by Tony Fleeks, who had written Stray Dogs and is now writing Feral, which is about rabies equaling a zombie apocalypse for cats and other stray animals. It's quite fascinating, but Uncanny Valley is about a young boy that finds out his mother is part cartoon, making him also part cartoon, and his grandfather is full cartoon, and the cartoon world is coming after him, and evil crows are attacking, and his grandfather, who's basically their version of Yosemite Sam, has now taken him and they're on the run in a car trip trying to escape this evil. At the end of this issue, we are treated to something extremely special, and the reason why I love it so much is because I swear to God, let me show you. I'll have to spoil it for you guys because I don't give two shits. I'm too excited. We get their version, yes, their version, so it's not an exact because they would get sued, but we get their version of Maleficent. So Maleficent is coming.
Ooh.
She's after the boy. I'm super stoked because it looks like evil Maleficent is finally back. I'm tired of that Angelina Jolie bullshit lie that they tried to feed us, where I'm a good girl. No, Maleficent's a bitch. She's a badass bitch, and she will strike you dead if you. She would kill a baby because you didn't invite her to a party. That's how evil Maleficent is. She's not like, oh, I was misunderstood. No, bitch, stone cold. She'll kill you dead. Don't F with her.
Like my evil stepmother.
Yeah. So Uncanny Valley issue 2, pick it up. It is a must read. 8 out of 10 on this one. Loved it. Highly recommend
So
it.
that grandpa was getting some Cool World action going on.
I say.
Cartoon.
Oh, butter my biscuits now.
Human.
You know, however he does it, I'm not good.
Cartoons and humans getting together.
I'm not good with Yosemite Sam voices. Let me just say that.
Clearly.
I can do Foghorn Leghorn very well, but not Yosemite.
Rabbit.
Uh-oh, Mr. Sean is here. He says he's here a bit late. That's okay. And thank you for telling everybody to hit that like button. We appreciate that. Every like that you give us on YouTube helps with our upkeep, I guess you could say. I don't know. It helps in the what is that? What is the word I'm looking for? Algorithms. Thank you. God. I don't know why I couldn't find that word, but I could not find it. It's been a day. We're going to follow that up with Crocodile Black. I originally thought this was a spinoff of Something is Killing the Children just because of the mask thing that he's wearing on his face and the border of black across, because they do that for House of Slaughter and Something is Killing the Children, which is also, I believe, by Boom Studios. But this is a whole different story. It's called Crocodile Black. It's about this kid that's kind of a loner, and he goes to deliver some groceries to a dead dude and looks at his feet and sees some awesome pair of crocodile boots. So he takes them and puts them on, and he feels like he's special with it. Then we find out that guy that had died was apparently a hitman, and he had wore those shoes in multiple scenes of the crime, and now they're looking for this young kid who's wearing these boots. So what's going to happen? We don't know, but it sure is fascinating. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's worth merit, alone with the initial story. It's got me hooked. I want to see what's going to happen. So Crocodile Black, if you can pick it up, pick it up. Issue number 1 came out about, I'd say, a month ago. Next up, only out a couple weeks, is The Butcher's Boy. If you want straightforward horror, this is pretty much it. This is a group of teenagers go to a small town. It's an old mining community, and suddenly they start seeing things in their brain. They start thinking evil thoughts, and each one of them starts to die one by one in horrible ways. This is just the beginning of it, though, to show you how it starts out. This is The Butcher's Boy. I give it a 6. I'd say if you have the money, pick it up. It's worth a read. But if you don't, then it's okay to go ahead and pass on it. But it is fascinating enough that I am going to check out the second issue for sure. Let's see. Does the grandpa in the comic hate rabbits too?
The wabbits.
Yeah, I don't know. But there is Wile E. Coyotes. They don't call them coyotes. They call them something else. I can't remember what they called them. But there's Wile E. Coyote, and his relatives are after the boy and Yosemite Sam knockoff Yosemite Sam, dime store Yosemite Sam, Wish Yosemite Sam, I guess you could say now. That's okay to say. Nezzy says Crocodile Black is pretty great. I appreciate you added that to my pull stack. Thank you, sir. Of course. If I see something that looks cool, I'll always do that for people, whether they want it or not. And usually with Mr. Sean, he doesn't want it. He's very strict.
I
by
like
the
Donald.
book.
You could say,
It's by the book.
"Don't take my word for it. Check it out." Like from reading Rainbow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not doing that.
I would love that.
I didn't like reading Rainbow. I'm sorry. I was one of those few people that did not
But
like that.
you
Are
show.
you kidding me? What is wrong with you?
Didn't like it. Didn't care for it. It wasn't a
What
cartoon
the
character
hell?
or a Muppet telling me what to read. I didn't want to hear it.
Wow.
But it was a
Wow.
human.
How
There were
dare
I'm
you.
sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there was a wonderful documentary on Netflix now. It just
Oh,
dropped
Won't watch
loved
it.
called Butterfly in the Sky.
Nope, not gonna watch it.
All
I
about
hated
the
that
history
song,
of
by the
reading
way.
Rainbow.
That song is effing
Fantastic.
terrible, and you are never
No,
gonna
it's
sell
not.
me. It is
Shut your
awful.
mouth.
That song is
How
trash.
Dare
It's a
you.
trash song. Yeah,
I think that's why
it's
I-
terrible. It's all. Stop it.
Would you tell LeVar
What
Burton's
is
face?
wrong with you, sir?
Stop singing.
No. No, we'll keep singing it. We'll keep singing it when he gets back.
Well,
on.
then this is going to be a
Gets
shit
back on.
podcast show. I'll tell you that much. We're not doing this.
Take a look in a book.
Not doing this nonsense.
Take a look.
Happy Danny's. Yeah, it's interesting seeing Danny. You shut your mouth. It's interesting seeing Danny happy for sure, Walter. Since he came back from Tokyo, from Japan. He has a new nickname now, though, Walter. We call him Noodles. So if you see him, just call him Noodles. That's his new nickname.
Nice.
Because that's all he ate when he was in.
He missed
Japan.
the Gundam though. I heard he told me they took the Gundam down. That sucks.
Gundam.
I don't know. I guess. The Boy Wonder. Now, this is the next one from Black Label DC Comics. This is all about Damien, and it's very fascinating in the fact. Let me take it out of the bag of board here. In the fact that he's being kidnapped. He's kidnapped by some dude in a warehouse, right? And so he starts to tell the guy in the warehouse this story of him and his what happened and how he became the Boy Wonder and so on and so forth. But he tells it in like a I want to say an Arabic kind of a fairy tale. So kind of Arabian Nights style, he tells this story. So the artwork is quite fascinating. It's Chris O'Halloran, I believe, that did the art, if I'm correct. No, it's actually, I'm sorry, it's Juni Ba that did the art. So he wrote and drew it, and Chris did the coloring for it, the inking, so to speak. So it's quite fascinating. You could do without it. I mean, it is kind of one of those standalone type stories because it is Black Label for DC. So it is a standalone story, but this is book one. I do think it's good enough to merit a 6.5. I will be picking up the second issue because I am curious as to where this is going to go. But I also do already know the history of Damien, so I don't know if it's ultimately necessary. So that's why it lands in the 6.5 category. Pick it up if you can. If you don't have the extra bucks, then leave it aside. Moving on to the never-ending books that I have here. We have Grommets, number 1 of 7. Coming of age, I believe this is in the 80s, the 70s actually, I think. The 70s. Has to do a lot with the skateboard community and this new kid going to a new school and trying to learn the ropes there. You don't get much other than that at the beginning, and you get introduced to who might be his new best friend. We're not sure. And who might be his new enemies. Also not sure. So there's a lot of uncertainties here. It's Brian Posehn, the comedian.
Nice.
He's very funny.
I love
and Rick Remender both work together on this. You can tell that they are both a product of that time. So they were probably growing up around then in the 70s. They were probably in there, probably 8 or 9 or something like that back then, which is great, but there's not enough here to keep me going. So I'm giving it a 5.5. I'm giving it a 5.5. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It's just there. If you're into skateboarding and the skateboarding community, you might dig it, and in which case you might want to rank it higher. But as it is, it's not something that I need to go back to, so I'm going to drop it. And I'm going to say, nah, go ahead and pass on it.
Drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, drop it like it's hot. Let me just fix this. There, perfect. Okay, got it. Okay. William of Newbury, number 1. Just read it today. It's about a monk, a raccoon monk. What can you not love about a raccoon monk, guys? I mean, that fights the occult, the supernatural, demons, things like that.
Night?
Well, yeah, actually, most of the time, and during the day. And he's always eating hot dogs. I don't know, it's weird.
It's unusual for raccoon to be out in the day.
But it's about the medieval times, basically, during the Black Plague days, ultimate evil, and so on and so forth. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I give it a 7 out of 10. If you can pick it up, I highly recommend it. It is written by and drawn by Michael Avon Oeming, who's done a lot of these types of things, Ragnaroks and so far and so forth, with Thor and stuff like that. So he's well versed in this realm. The story flows well. You get introduced to a great cast of characters. It's like a side quest kind of a thing. D&D fans will enjoy this. So William of Newbury, I recommend it. If you can pick it up, pick it up. And that's it. I'm done. I've successfully pulled out of your mother.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Mr. Sean says, reading Rainbow Dawn's Kryptonite. Yes, exactly.
That is Willy Wonka.
Sammy says, at first I thought it was Wallace and Gromit related. No, it wasn't. The Gromit. Yeah, I know, Sammy. That would have been amazing. I would love to see a Wallace and Gromit comic book. That would actually be exciting. And Philippe says, Godzilla -1, is it considered apocalyptic? No, we would put that more in the monster movie category, is where we would put that. So not quite science fiction, not horror. The separate realm of monster films, monster movies, I think is where that belongs. So it did not get in the cut of what we're talking about here today. So let me go ahead and I'm going to pull up our list here that we have. We're going to go through 15 of these. We're going to go through them pretty quickly because I don't know if you could tell, I'm just getting over a sinus infection, cold or whatever. I'm trying to get over it. So, my throat gets dry and I need more beer. And, if we go for too long, I'll be drunk and it won't be good. Water?
You need H2O.
Water?
H2O.
I need water?
Yes.
I need some water?
You need water.
Water?
You need water.
I love saying water.
Water. You need water.
Gotta get that water.
Water gap.
I know, if the northeastern part comes
You
in,
like
I
water?
say water.
I'll get you water. Everybody has some water. Everybody needs some water.
Water.
Okay.
Northeastern.
So here we go. We're going to start with number 15 on the list. And yes, you guys can be mad at us. It's okay. Actually.
Also, some of us are disagreeing.
Yes, because this list was finalized by somebody that didn't even make it here tonight. So Chris finalized the list and then pieced out on us. Probably because his dick was stuck in a toaster. But still,
come on, come on.
I'm just saying.
That's a really good excuse.
It is a very good excuse. I can't argue with it, I cannot argue with it. But number 15 on the list, let me pull it up here. Let me see if I can get us a picture of this. Give me one moment here. There we go. That's it. Look at that. That moves down here. I can move that down here. Yeah. That looks pretty down there. And then I can pull it up here. And here we go. And 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. Boom. Here's the picture up on the screen. It is none other than WALL-E. Number 15 on the list.
That's
for
sad.
apocalyptic films.
That's
Why is it
movie.
sad?
Great movie.
It's number 6 for Janet.
Okay.
15.
Here's the argument that I have with this,
appreciate
guys.
that movie.
Okay. This is more about the hope for the future and less about us seeing any of the apocalypse.
Oh,
So it's basically we just are tap dancing around the fact that they have experienced some type of big event that has caused them to search for another planet. So we don't really see any of that. We only see them in space, and we get to experience everything through the eyes of these two robots, Eva and WALL-E, primarily WALL-E. But it's a fantastic film. I just feel that there are way better films at letting you experience an actual apocalyptic event versus a after the apocalyptic. This is more post-apocalyptic, really, to me. As they're searching and stuff. But, I think all apocalyptic movies are kind of very similar in that way,
with
too.
other things on this list, some of these other movies are way more boring. Okay? So that's why WALL-E goes up to number 6.
If you say so,
I like
you are entitled
that they make,
to your opinion,
and
Janet.
I like the art, the animation.
I'm looking at this list, and
That's a good story.
I'm shocked that you would think that any of these films on this list are boring. Except for one that Bonnie and I kind of got into it about.
But not a lot of action in the apocalypse when every single thing has already gone wrong.
Okay. Well, we'll circle back around to that opinion here, Janet, when we get to the next couple here.
Being depressed can be boring, is what I'm saying.
How about I Am Legend or Omega Man? Well, funny you should mention that, Philippe. Funny you should mention that. Those boring films? No. We could never.
Say about those films.
We could never.
On which ones are boring?
Oh my
but WALL-E
Lord.
ranks up there.
Okay, so Janet would have ranked it higher. I think it's perfect right where it's at. What do you think, Kevin?
At least number 7.
Yeah, that's right.
Guys are all struggling at life right now. It's fine.
We're happy that it's not.
Nazi says, I don't know what's on the list, and I'm already in agreement with Janet. Okay, well, let's get to that. Now we've already discussed WALL-E. I think everybody, we don't need to discuss anymore. I'm letting WALL-E go. Bye, Wally.
Wow,
Let's go to number 14 on the list, just because I want to prove a point.
I do think
Number
Wall-E is
14.
better than number 14.
The Day After Tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is this?
How do you put that ahead of Wall-E?
Well, let's see. Because it is actually showing you an experience of an apocalyptic event. It's not showing you fat people on a ship just lounging around and floating.
That was the best part. That was the fun
Wall-E
part.
I mean,
is a much
I don't know.
Film. Wall-E is a much deeper film.
Wall-E
Much deeper
is a
film
better
than Day After
film,
Tomorrow.
but when you quantify it as an apocalyptic film, it falls low on the list.
So that was the ranking.
That has to be part of that equation. You can't just go, "Oh, I much prefer this movie because," but it doesn't give you that apocalyptic experience. So therefore, you have to be even brained. You have to be even brained, Kevin.
Seeing a busted up Earth where there's garbage everywhere and little Wally's by himself, hovering around, driving himself around. That's not apocalyptic enough.
No.
Wow.
Not even
Not to him,
close.
apparently.
Not even close. Do you see dead babies?
Well,
Do you see dead babies? Until you get to see a dead baby,
We
it
can only
is-
see dead parents in Disney movies, Donald.
Yeah, see?
That's
So
right.
you didn't even get to see any dead parents, though.
Now,
Nobody
but
died.
this Day After Tomorrow, Donald. It's 2004. Is that right?
People died in this. The Day After Tomorrow, people froze their ass off. They got busted up. They got
This is Jake
they got
Gyllenhaal,
froze
Dennis
to death.
Quaid.
yeah.
For people that are not familiar with the movie.
Yeah, please keep
They're
going.
awesome. Dennis Quaid, Jake Gyllenhaal, 2004.
Yes.
Now, why should they watch it though, Donald?
It's fun. It's enjoyable to see them go through all this misery. Everything.
And die?
Yes! That's exactly why you watch apocalyptic movies, Kevin. You don't watch it so people live. You watch and see people die in fantastical ways. It is a sick thing in our head that we enjoy watching people die on film.
It's kind of the opposite of the disaster film in that aspect, because we watch the disaster film to see people, come out on top, to see people survive. And we watch the apocalyptic films to see people maybe not survive.
I mean, you watch a zombie film because you want to see them get
makes...
fucked up. You want to see them get eaten.
Yeah.
What
doesn't kill them makes them stronger, kind of
right.
thing.
Mr. Sean says, I like Day After Tomorrow, but even the filmmakers admitted the science they used was bad. Cool effects, though. Yeah, totally agree, Mr. Sean. Totally agree. A lot of these films that you're going to see, you're going to see it in this list. A lot of these films don't make a lot of sense. I mean, they don't.
Most of them don't make a lot of sense.
This was close to 14. I ranked this at number 10.
And Philippe, I would not put Infinity War as an apocalyptic movie. I would put Endgame as an apocalyptic movie. I would say Endgame gives you more of the feeling of what has transpired and how to correct that. So I would put Endgame more so than Infinity War, but it's a good thought process there. But Infinity War, I think, is the better of the two, though, for sure, as far as films.
Overall. But, Independence Day kind of reminds me of something with Independence Day. When I was watching the movie theater years ago, people were cheering when the dog survived just in time. So, all people cared about was that was a cute little golden retriever, saving being saved just in time. But cars are flying everywhere, death everywhere. People didn't care. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well, because it would have been horrible if they had killed the dog. Come on.
Cage says.
I cared about his son.
Cage says.
The dog has to survive.
Donald keeps talking about dead babies and enjoying people going through misery. Are you okay, Donald? No, I'm not.
He had a sinus infection.
Mr. Sean says, no, Don, we watch apocalyptic movies to see humans survive. I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. We watch apocalyptic... If you watch an apocalyptic movie and at the end they were like, well, we fucked up. And then everything just explodes. You're still going to come out of the theater going, wow, there was a lot of great death scenes in there. Like, the effects were really cool and shit. You're not going to go, oh, man, Jim didn't survive. Son of a bitch. Really wanted Jim to survive.
I am going to say that, actually. I'll be upset that Jim didn't survive.
I would let Jim go.
I was sad that one guy in Alien had the thing pop out of his stomach. That was disturbing.
Which one?
That sucked for him. That sucked for him.
He had it coming.
But I kind of actually just wanted him to stick around. I thought that character was interesting.
Okay. You hope Endgame is on this list. Hate to disappoint you, Inez. But, you know, what are you going to do? You going to get up out of your hospital bed and come get me? Oh, no.
Do it.
She's in the hospital?
She might still be. I don't know. She just keeps going in. Like, she won't stop going to the hospital. The lady's obsessed. I think, personally, that she's creating these issues just so she can get operated on. She has an operation fetish, I think is what it is. I'm not sure what they call that, an operation fetish. Surgical procedure, like...
Hypochondriac.
Yeah, something. I don't know. She's into it. You can tell. It's like, you're like, how are you? I'm getting cut open today. Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I think it's Munchausen's, not Munchausen's by proxy. That's when you do something
Baron
else.
Munchausen.
Regular Munchausen.
Right? Baron Munchausen syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we on, Donald? Number 3?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was number 14. Thank you. Keeping us on track. Number 13. Here we go. Okay, I disagree with this one. I think it's too low on the list. But that's okay. Number 13, 28 Days Later.
Yeah, definitely too low on the list. Definitely too low.
Yeah. This took the zombie apocalypse idea. This was pre-Walking Dead, if I recall, as far as film's concerned.
Yeah, it came out a year before The Walking Dead, the comic. Yes, that's true.
So this is, this tells me, basically, the guy wakes up, he's in a hospital, and this trope has happened, okay? The trope happened before this in Resident Evil with Milla Jovovich. She woke up, she was in a hospital, if I recall, or at least on a gurney or something. And then in this one, guy wakes up in a hospital, and then in The Walking Dead, Rick wakes up in a hospital. If any more of these sons of bitches wake up in a hospital, I'm not going to care anymore. I'm going to just be like, just stay there.
Cillian Murphy, in case they've never seen the movie.
Yes. Academy Award winning Cillian Murphy.
I have not.
In what year now, Kevin?
It came out in 2002.
All right.
2002. And the same guy that directed Slumdog Millionaire directed this 28 Days
and
Later.
Trainspotting. And Trainspotting.
And Trainspotting.
Danny Boyle.
Yes.
Good old Danny Boyle.
Yes. Trainspotting, which I thought was a completely
this guy
different film.
Friends of Family, right? Is this 28 Days Later with the dad and the little girl and these birds are carrying a virus? Something else.
I don't know about the bird part, but I know the dad. Like there was a dad there and a little girl or something.
And a girl.
Gleason, it's played by Gleason. I'm trying to remember the old.
Patrick Gleason.
He was in Bruges.
Brendan Gleason. Sorry, Brendan Gleason.
Yeah, Brendan Gleason. Yeah,
Brendan Gleason. Yeah. Yes. Fantastic actor. And his turn in this was heartbreaking and phenomenal. Excellent, well crafted, very well done. These are uber super zombies. These are fast. They will hunt you down. They will eat your face off. The pacing of this is perfect. The storytelling is perfect.
That's scary.
The tense scenes. I would have finished all my fingernails like completely, just pluck them off by the time that movie was done. Like it is really well done. Danny Boyle did a fantastic job directing this film, and Cillian did a fantastic job, and Brendan in this film and their performances as well. Highly recommend this film if you get a chance to watch it. It should be higher up on the list and not at number 13, but it is what it is. I'm just glad that we get to mention it to you people. You can also watch the sequel 28 Months Later, which is also very good.
Weeks.
And
weeks later.
Is it weeks? Is it weeks?
Yes.
Okay,
So.
Weeks. And then I think we're getting another one, which is the months, right? Is it the months?
No, that's going to be 28 years later.
28, really?
Yeah.
God damn, that's a long time. Okay. So, all right, but we are getting a third. We're completing a trilogy of sorts with this.
That'll make sense because the first one's 2002, so.
Inez says, wow, Dick. She must be talking to you, Kevin. I'm home, thank you very much, and very much hate getting operated on. Whatever. It's not what I see. She goes to the doctor. I want you inside me. The doctor's like...
No compassion.
Like, let me get in there and get them appendix out. You know, it's all sexual and shit. Gross, weirdo.
Sick.
Sammy says, yeah, right? Sammy says, Donald, just have the same candy you did before. If. Before the film If. That's right. Sam and I went to see the movie If, and I partaketh of of the cannabis variety, and it was a delightful film. Much more delightful than it should have been, I think, at that point. Okay, so that was number 13, right?
Yes.
Let's go with number 12. Number 12, strangely enough, I know why Chris did this.
This should have been higher.
I think it should have been lower, but whatever.
No.
12 Monkeys. 12 Monkeys.
Top 5.
Definitely should have been higher.
1995. 1995.
We're talking Brad Pitt and Bruce Willis.
Yes.
What a great picture. Oh, man.
You like that, don't you?
Yeah, Brad Pitt at his kookiest.
So the thing is that he's sent back in time, right? He was a convict sent back in time.
Yes.
Something.
It was, that was so interesting. And there was a man-made virus that had taken over. So they're going to prevent these men from making the virus. Right?
He's tasked with going back to before the virus was released. They figured out where it happened, so they just have to figure out how it gets dispersed in that area, and they have to try and stop the person.
Who was the lady in this?
Spreads it. So they,
Mary Stuart Masterson?
Madeline Stowe.
Madeline Stowe. I get the names confused. Madeline Stowe. Okay. Yeah.
They were sort of similar.
That was a good plot. This was number 7 on my list, and I also like these 90s apocalypse movies.
Yeah. And then, the interesting thing about the film is that, he has these memories of when he was a child before, the world ended. And he remembers very distinctly seeing this man, being killed right in front of him. He's with his family at an airport. That memory stays with him his entire life. And then, he gets to be older. He keeps going, back in time and everything. And he keeps having these senses of deja vu. And he doesn't know why. Mm-hmm. And then come to find out, spoiler alert, he is the man that he witnesses being killed when he's a child.
That's so wild, right? Yeah, that's cool. It that reminds me of him in Sixth Sense and stuff too, that he's dead.
You know what? Yeah, when you think about it, a little bit.
Yeah. He was typecast.
No, but it's a fantastic story. It just, kind of makes you think a little bit deeper about the circle of life, if you will.
Right.
and mortality and what the hell is going on with this earth we're living in.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
watching this movie in the early days of the pandemic also makes you feel a little something different about it too.
Of course.
Time Bandits was better. There, I just put it in.
You like Time Bandits better.
Oh, I also really liked, what was that one where they were filming when Heath Ledger had died, and then they brought in Colin Farrell, I think, and
the something Dr. Parnassus.
Yeah.
Inside the Dr. Parnassus, or
Oh, I love that movie.
Something like that.
It was. I thought it was so good. Such a creative way to continue the film. They could have just shuttered it.
Yeah,
but
the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Yes, thank you.
But I remember enjoying it.
But Terry Gilliam's, man, that guy's got a good mind, man. To be able to pivot like that and put it into 3 different actors, then 3 different categories of that character, and then to create those separate stories, so to speak. Really well done. Really smart.
Directed 12 Monkeys.
Yeah. He did, of course. And he also directed Time Bandits, yeah. And what was the other one that I had mentioned earlier? Munchausen, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen.
And Brazil.
And he did that, yeah. And did Brazil. So, yeah.
Brazil was such a
and Monty Python.
And he did Maleficent.
No, he did not. Shut up, Janet. He did not.
Your favorite movie.
Philippe, don't worry. Okay, let's go to number 11. Number 11 on this list. Speaking of Planet of the Apes and Charlton Heston, we are going to go with number 11 on the list. The Omega Man.
Charlton Heston.
So I never saw this.
No.
It's funny. Did I?
It's basically, there's 3 movies that are very similar. It's basically the same from the original book. It's basically The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price. You have this one, and then you have the Will Smith I Am Legend. It's basically the same story.
Yeah. Hey, Chris. Chris Duquesne's here, everybody.
What's up, Chris?
Hey. And then what's the plot, Kevin?
Apocalyptic is a guy who's essentially the last man on Earth, essentially, right, Donald? And he's kind of going against these zombie type creatures.
Yeah, it's just basically it's the same story as I Am Legend. And I think if I'm correct, Heston, he's probably been in the most apocalyptic type films out of any actor that I know of. As far as like headlining them.
Probably.
Yeah, he's up there.
And this is 1971. Huh.
Yeah,
what I liked about it is his rather blasé response to the whole thing. I think Heston was on something when he did this film. Or maybe I was on something when I watched this film. I'm not sure. But the Omega Man, I feel, does deserve to be on the list. And I think Heston's performance in this it's different than what I'm used to. And I enjoyed it. And I enjoyed the film. Was it perfect? No, not by any means. But the Omega Man, plus, I just love the title, the Omega Man. You know, like that kicks ass.
The Last Man.
Right? Yeah, that's a really good title to me. I don't know. It's better than I Vampire or whatever the hell.
Or I Am Legend.
Or I Am Legend.
That's not grammatically correct, so it's always.
Yeah, that was stupid too. Chris says I loved I Am Legend.
Or I Am the Legend.
Oh, Chris, yeah, you definitely need to watch Omega Man if you'd like I Am Legend. Yeah, the day after tomorrow, Chris, that was number 14 on our list. And it had just beat out Wall-E, which everybody was angry about.
Very much so.
Still,
I was happy about it. Well, I just wanted it to be higher.
Right. Yeah, and everybody would like for you to be higher, Janet.
Jeez.
Give me the goods.
Twice as high?
Yeah. All right, number 10 on the list.
Butterfly in the sky.
Stop
more recent.
A more recent entry into this is A Quiet Place.
What was that? Number 12?
Number 10 now.
How dare he?
What?
Quiet Place is like number 4 on my list.
Oh my God, Janet. You need to watch more films.
You need to have an imagination. These creatures could be there at the actual future at the end of our lives.
Any of this shit could happen. I mean,
yeah, but we were
the Earth could freeze over.
This isn't really apocalyptic enough. Meh.
I would say that,
it fucking is.
There's
this shit could happen.
I'm not saying it's not apocalyptic enough, but I think Philippe just really painted it perfectly. He just mentioned Bird Box, which is a very similar film. There are a lot of films where people have to do certain things in order to survive. They have to cover themselves with goo or whatever, or they have to wear a certain suit or something like that. There's all these different things. So I get it. Like A Quiet Place, it's a good film. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot better apocalyptic films out there.
Not on the list, however.
They are on the list.
No, they're not better than this.
I disagree firmly. But that's okay.
Like, these movies coming up that have a certain what's his face in it, Clive Owen and Mel Gibson, they're not better, trust me.
Wow. Okay. Well, obviously, Kevin and I are going to disagree with you on the Clive Owen one. Wholeheartedly. 110% we're going to disagree with you on that one. Kevin and I got each other's backs on that one.
It's technically kind of in the middle of the pack. I'm not really upset about it.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it either. I agree it's a fun film to watch. So the premise of this story is there's these monsters on Earth that have pretty much wiped out most of humanity because they eat them. They feed on them, and they feed on them through sound. They can hear them if they walk too heavily, if they fart too loud, anything. So it's like
drop a pin.
The sons of bitches that live below me, they'd be dead. They'd be fucking dead. I would still be alive. Let me tell you what. I would be alive. I would outlive every motherfucker in this building. Let me tell you that. Because I can be quiet.
You'd be so quiet.
I can be quiet. I can shut my goddamn mouth. But these sons of bitches down here can't shut anything up. They can slam the doors, slam everything, scream, holler, whatever. Dead. That's what would happen in A Quiet Place. So let's just say that's the exact thing. If you're loud, you're dead. That should have been the tagline. If you're loud, you're dead. You know? And they should have just put a picture of my apartment building.
Wasn't the tagline something really close to that anyways?
If you're loud, you're
I
dead.
feel like it was.
Yeah, I can't.
Open your mouth. Open your mouth, you die.
Nuclear War Called The Day After in 1983. No, Chris, I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, I wish.
Oh yeah, that was a TV movie. That was like a
I
TV.
haven't
movie.
heard of that one.
Let's
like a
see.
nuclear
Did you guys
attack
choose
takes place in
Children
the
of Men
United
yet?
States.
No, we have not. Did you mean the Nuclear War TV movie The Day After? Yeah, Mr. Sean and Chris are talking about the same thing. There we go. So, A Quiet Place. Janet disagrees. Bonnie and I are on the same page, and Kevin quietly agrees with us because he doesn't want to upset Janet.
Kevin
Red
likes
Dawn.
it
Red
way
Dawn
better
is
than
not
you like it.
apocalyptic, is it? Is
Yeah,
it?
no, not apocalyptic.
I feel like
Which one?
it's more like
No, it's an invasion.
it's like
it's
a
an
cock
invasion
tease
movie.
for
Yeah.
apocalyptic
It's an
movies.
invasion movie. That's
Yeah.
more of an invasion movie.
Yeah. But good try, David. Good try. I like your
Now-
gumption.
Are we on to number 11?
No.
We're on 9.
9.
Oh, I'm getting mixed up.
There
Okay.
you go. That's all right. Number 9. This is a great spot for this film, and I'll argue this one to the grave. It is a much better movie than I gave it credit for when it first came out. I rewatched it in black and white, and it is effing phenomenal. So if you do watch this, if you've never seen it, watch it the black and white version, and trust me, you'll love it. That's The Mist. The Mist. This came out probably I want to say 2000-ish.
7.
2007.
2007.
Wow. Damn.
Oh, 7. Dang.
I looked
I
that
thought
up.
I was. I could have sworn I was still in Arclight when it came out.
We have the Punisher in it. What's his name? I can never remember his name.
Oh, like the second Punisher?
The first. Well, yeah, second technically. What is his name? He was in that Hung TV show on HBO.
Oh yeah,
or
on
something
HBO.
like
That was good. That was a good
that.
show.
Yeah, yeah. What's this guy's
Oh,
name?
Not Duchovny? No.
No.
No, Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. So Thomas Jane stars in this film, and we got what is her name? She plays the crazy one in this. Jesus.
Marcia Gay Harden.
Thank you. Yes, Marcia Gay Harden plays the fanatic that kind of wants to turn everything into a cult.
That's right.
So basically,
It's a Stephen King based.
yes, it's a
Yeah.
Stephen King short that they created a film out of. And Thomas Jane and his family, they get stuck in a convenience, I want to say a grocery store. They get stuck in a grocery store with a bunch of other people. They lock the doors, and this mist comes into the town. And when the mist comes in, all these creatures, these monsters come in, and they start attacking people. But you can't see them in the mist, but they can see you. So the scariest part is going through this mist and trying to traverse. So you have to stay indoors in order to survive. But there's a lot of things that happen that draws them outside in order to survive. And there's a lot of this fanatic stuff. Oh, this is God's wrath, God's will. You know, all the shit that I 100% can say with certainty would happen if this shit actually went down. There would that would be like, this is part of God's will. We must sacrifice some to the gods, to God, in order to appease Him because we have done so much wrong in the world, and cast Jimmy out because he disagrees with me. And I saw him one time steal a candy bar. You know, that kind of shit. That would
Like
100% happen.
Crucible.
That's the scariest part about this
one?
film. Is the people inside the grocery store. They're the
Pretty
real
good
monsters. And that's what's
right.
and then the twist at the end is just devastating. It's just freaking devastating. I'm not going to tell it to you, but it's
Sad.
just
So sad.
heartbreakingly devastating. And it is such an amazing film for that reason alone. I love this movie. Again, if you get to watch it in black and white, highly recommend it. I think it's placed perfectly on the list at number 9. It could possibly go a little higher for me, but I don't know. Enrique, thank you. He says, Things Jane. Things Jane.
It's the guy, Thomas
I don't know.
Jane.
Yeah, I don't know
He
what
was
he
trying to say
means by
Thomas Jane.
that. David says 2 first names. There we go. Philippe says, The Mist. That movie's ending is so fucked. Yes, it is. Enrique says, yes, love this movie. That twist so messed up. Absolutely. Enrique says, is Maximum Overdrive included in this list? It better be. No, it's not. It didn't even come close. What are you talking about? No.
People get to live. It's just the cars are killing them.
Yeah, and then it stops or some shit. Like, whatever.
The cars are just not possessed anymore.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I call a microcosmic apocalyptic event, to where it happens in a certain area, to a certain amount of people, and it's apocalyptic to them, but they're in that microcosm there. So outside of that, in other places, everything's kind of fine.
Unless those trucks go all over the country, who knows?
Right. I mean, but I don't
They
think
go
they ever
across
told that story.
water because they become transformers.
Boats.
They go into space.
Inez says, I haven't seen The Mist yet, but I know the fucked up ending, but we'll still watch this movie. Watch it in black and white, I'm telling you. It's perfect. Okay, so that's number 9 on the list. Let's go to number 8 on the list.
Should be so much higher on the list.
You think so?
So much higher. Oh, yeah.
You know, I can kind of agree with you, Kevin. But I also understand why people didn't place it higher, because it is a little slower paced than some people would like with these types of films. So I kind of get it, but I think it's a beautiful film, and it's
Yes, it
so well crafted, so well done.
Alfonso Cuarón's 2006 classic, Children of Men.
Yeah, what a beautiful
No,
film.
I would have put it lower, Kevin.
What?
I don't need there to be no more kids being born. I'm okay
Well,
with the babies
we're kind
dying.
of getting near that. They're talking about that a lot of people aren't able to have children anymore. So this could be the future for us. So it is one of those
Well,
deadly
we're getting
serious
close.
stories.
The movie takes place 3 years from now, 2027.
Yeah, so it's
So,
quite possible.
Maybe.
Chiwetel Ejiofor is in this as well. Am I correct? And he has
Yes.
a rather villainous role, if I recall, or somewhat villainous role. He's fantastic. Clive Owen's fantastic. Everybody that's in
Julianne
this.
Lewis, or
Julianne Moore,
Yeah, Julianne Moore, fantastic. It's such
Michael Caine.
a
Michael
well-crafted
Caine.
film with such an
Yeah,
impeccable
it does have
cast.
a lot of suspense, which is cool. Like things that you don't figure out what's gonna happen. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the young guy from what's the thing? Sons of Anarchy. Charlie Hunnam's in it too.
Nobody cares.
I mean, I think that's cool. I like Sons of Anarchy.
I saw that he is going to be the lead actor in, I think it's, what is it, Reckless? The series by Brubaker. Ed Brubaker wrote, which is a fantastic. If you guys have not read the graphic novels Reckless, there's I think 5 of them, and I've read 3, and they're all phenomenal. They're all so well done. So if you get a chance, go out and find the Reckless series and start reading them from the beginning, because they're really fantastic. And then realize that it's going to be ruined because Charlie Hunnam can't act. So then you can be disappointed.
Fighting words.
You can't. I mean, point me to a film where he was
Sometimes
good.
I still enjoy it when there's bad acting.
Not this.
Just
You
knowing
won't
that
enjoy
I
this.
loved him in
People-
Sons of Anarchy.
It's like a private investigator type series, Janet. This guy does not look like he can put 2 thoughts together, let alone try to solve
Well,
mysteries.
but I would have fun.
Wow.
criticizing it, is what I'm saying.
I ride it back. Cool. I'm gonna
I
gang.
would have fun doing that
Awesome.
actor.
Good job, Charlie Hunnam.
See, just criticize it. That's kind of fun sometimes for not everything to be perfect.
No. If it's the lead
And you don't
actor,
like the bad acting.
no.
You're like, bad acting.
Okay, if it's a Nick Cage film, yes, but you know what you're getting with that. With Charlie Hunnam, there's no so bad it's good type performance with him. Not that I found, at least, and I've given him a fair shake.
It would have been if he had been in 50 Shades of Grey.
Yes.
They originally wanted him for 50 Shades, and it didn't work
Weird.
out because of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh,
But
bummer.
oh man, that would have been a much different movie and probably
Yes.
much more enjoyable in the funny way. Like,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you're probably
I can
right.
see that.
yeah.
Hey, Janet,
Huh?
there is light at the end of the tunnel with this movie, Children of Men. I know where you're coming from, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. So there's
Yeah.
hope.
There's hope. I mean, it's okay. I thought the pacing was kind of slow, but I like all the actors. So, the suspense, it was pretty suspenseful, but it was an interesting pace. Like, I don't know, like sometimes I feel like I can fall asleep to it. Children of Men.
Cage says y'all are freaks. Okay.
Slow.
Guess
We
that's
know
fine.
that.
We'll take it.
Actors.
It's okay.
We'll do those for actors.
So much better, Inez says, if Charlie Hunnam was in it, and now she's drooling. That's gross.
Yeah, right.
Don't
Bonnie?
drool on your stitches. Brubaker's Fatale and the Fade Out were great, and she be made into streaming series. Should be made into a streaming series. Yeah, I could see it. I think that would be a great idea if they would do like a 6-part mini. I just watched this series on Netflix called Tires. And it's not perfect.
yeah.
It's like The Office, but at a tire shop. Like brakes and tires and things like that. And it's silly and it's stupid, and it's 6 episodes. And they have a great beginning and a great ending. And I felt like if they didn't continue on, it was just done so perfectly, like bookends so well in just 6 episodes. So I feel like, honestly, I enjoy 6-episode series so much more than I do a lot of the expanded stuff. Anything beyond 13, and I'm kind of out because I don't care. I want a self-contained story that if it does get canceled, that I'm happy with that, with what I got to see. But if it continues on, it can continue on to the next book or the next chapter, and that could be great as well. So, I agree with you, Sean. I think it should be, it could very well be put into a series, and it would be very well done. But I think that they're doing it into a film series, and Charlie Hunnam's going to be headlining that, which I think is a big mistake. But maybe he'll surprise me. What about Death Race 2000? It's just Sean McCain.
Yeah,
didn't make the
fun.
cut. Didn't make the cut, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. But we got a whole list of other goodies for you. So basically, Children of Men is the plot is that they're unable to give birth. Women are no longer able to give birth to children, and they find one woman that is able to give birth.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Was that Julianne Moore, you guys?
No, not her.
No, I believe it's the woman on the screen there, next to Clive.
Yes.
I can't see who she is offhand, but
her name is Claire Hope Ashiti. That's her name in real life. But the character's name is Key. That's the name of the character in the movie. Key.
Okay, cool.
So the whole idea behind it is that they must protect this woman at all costs. And because she's the future, she holds the future of humanity, of the species, because she's the only person since a certain period of time that's been able to become pregnant and that could possibly give birth to a newborn child. And of course, then the government gets in, other factors, profiteers and things like that, people that don't want that to happen. It gets nuts. And Children of Men is a perfect film for an apocalyptic type scenario. And not being able to have kids and further the species is certainly apocalyptic. So I think it could have been higher on the list, yes. But it's a very good film. And that was number 8. So number 7. This one, interestingly enough, I don't agree with it being so high up on the list. I think it should have been lower.
It shouldn't be that high.
I would have ranked it lower.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll agree on that one.
Which is this one again? Because I don't have the other lists in front of me.
This is going to be
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer. Yeah.
Snowpiercer.
No,
Chris
I
Evans.
liked it. Actually, I had it even
watching
higher.
it like right as Donald was calling me tonight.
It's a microcosm for classism.
Number 5.
For basically all of us right now that are on the screen living in Los Angeles. We're the ones in the back eating the processed meat shit because we weren't technically supposed to be there. We pushed ourselves onto the train that was only supposed to be for elite higher upper crusts. But rather than throw us out, they would give us the crusts of bread that they have, and we should be happy that we have that, and we have to do menial tasks in order to earn our keep on said train that has to continuously go in a certain rotation in order not to freeze up because the entire Earth is freezing over.
It's a snowball Earth. I like that they call it.
Fantastical story, really well told. The idea of this is really genius. It's smart. It's smartly crafted. It's a good story overall. Now, where I believe, hopefully, Sean McGain's going to agree with me on this, if he's seen either one, the television series is so much better than the film of Snowpiercer. So if you do get a chance to watch Snowpiercer, definitely check out the film, the movie, and then go and watch the series because you're going to be like, oh, shit, this is 10 times better. It does get really good, guys. It's TBS, I believe, put it out. And I think they did 3 seasons. And it does have, what's his name again, Janet?
Chris Evans?
No. The TV series.
This is Sean Bean in the TV series?
Well, Sean Bean, yes, and Jennifer Connelly, of course. But the guy, the big get for them was the dude from Hamilton.
Oh,
David
it's
Diggs.
our
I only said it like 5
Diggs.
times in a row.
You said it?
big.
Yes.
Would you speak up? Don't
Oh
mumble.
my God. Listen to me. David Diggs.
Okay, thank you.
Who I got
God.
to meet.
I
With my
thought you had a
Ohio
tick or
friends.
something. I couldn't hear what you were saying. I thought you went David Diggs. Like that.
David Diggs.
Yeah. But anyway,
Who was also the voice of Sebastian the crab.
He was. Yes.
I love that.
oh,
He's
and
so
the
great.
new, okay.
So cute.
The
yeah.
Little Mermaid.
Let's see, do we have
Oh,
I
any
love the
here?
new Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
I thought that one was fun.
I enjoy
Inez,
her voice is amazing. Her
short
voice.
series are so much better. Maria Gomez says, hi, Nezzy, hope you're feeling better. Charlie Hunnam is no mistake, says Inez. And then Sean McGee says, wow, Donald, and I am in agreement. It's a miracle. Yeah. Inez says, hi, Sal, thank you so
Series
much.
on my list now that I've seen the movie. So.
Who's Sal? Why are you saying hi to Sal?
Is that our big sound?
I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't see him on there.
No, it is Big Sal. He's using her account.
Whose account?
Gomez.
Why?
He's hanging out with her.
What?
He's using Maria Gomez's account.
Did you just kidnap somebody and you're using their account, Sal?
No,
They
no,
kidnapped
I'm pretty
Oh
sure
my
that could get you
God.
in a lot of trouble, buddy.
He
Sal
wouldn't do
is
that.
kidnapped.
Are you kidnapped? Oh my God, blink twice if you're kidnapped, Sal. So Sal says, I love the movie. Nice, Nezzy. Soylent Green, did it make the cut?
Made
No.
out of people.
No, it didn't, because again, it's kind of one of the things. What else didn't make the cut was what was that one? Jesus, oh my God. I'm gonna kick myself because I can't remember the name, but I used to love it as a kid.
What's the description?
It was one where they hit 40. I think they had to kill themselves and they didn't realize it.
I know from the
Logan's
Run.
No.
Yes,
Logan's
thank you.
Run.
Logan's Run.
Oh.
Logan's Run also did not make the cut, but
Yeah,
we
that was
felt that type with Logan's Run anyway. That type of story was told. I felt like a little better within Children of Men in that being. You know what I mean? Like I get Logan's Run, but that's more utopian societal type stuff.
I love
and
Logan's Run.
with Soylent Green, I wasn't quite sure where we wanted to place that. So it just didn't quite fit into where we wanted to go. So we left it out. But there are plenty of other good ones here. So let's see. Sorry to let you down, Donald, but I haven't seen it, but I will trust you on this one for Snowpiercer, the series. Okay. Definitely, if you get a chance, if you watch the movie, you don't even have to watch a movie, just watch the series. It's really well done. Did see some episodes of the show, and it was very good, says Mr. Sean. See, there we go. Hey, Sal, doing well. Thank you. Sal's asking how we're doing. The show is better than the movie, says David. Yes. Thank you, Inez, for explaining that. It's your mom's account. That's strange. You're using your mom's account. Did you get kicked off? What'd you do? Did you show your titties again, Sal? I told you not to.
Oh, come on.
I told you to keep your shirt on.
He wouldn't do that.
Let's see, Logan's Run. Yeah, Logan's Run should be remade with Timothée Chalamet. You know what? I would like to see it actually with Timothy Oliphant.
Nice.
I think that would be.
Who would the lady be?
That'd be a better choice for me, anyway. And thank you, Donnie and Janet, for showing up at the show. I love y'all. I had no problem.
Hey, that was so great.
Sal,
rapping.
that took the wind out of my sails for 2 days straight. I stayed at home. I didn't go out at all on Saturday. I didn't even step foot outside.
You had your sinus infection.
And Sunday, I went to a birthday party for an hour and a half and sweated the whole time, like filthy. I went home soaked, and I didn't even, I was just terrible. Terrible. Today, I feel a little better, so that's good. And he says, but they love my titties. All right, so that's number 7. So let's go for number 6. All right. This one I think is a little high on the list. But
yeah, way too high.
But it's still
I think Sammy will appreciate it.
It's still really well done. And if you go to Universal Studios, yeah, Bonnie, it's the best thing ever. We're talking about Waterworld, number 6.
Most expensive
I
movie
put this
ever made
under
up
a
before
lot.
Titanic.
I think this is worse than 12 Monkeys.
It came
I've
out.
only seen clips. I've never seen
disagree.
it.
95. In 95.
I disagree. I love Dennis Hopper's
Waterworld more than 12
fanatical,
months.
villainous role in this. I don't know, man. I couldn't get enough.
As far as apocalypse parameters, though, what do you
Oh,
think?
it totally
12
fits. What are you
monkeys?
talking about? The
No,
whole.
but would you say 12
But
monkeys or
it's
Waterworld
close.
is first?
This is so close to being a reality. The polar ice caps have melted, and the world has been flooded.
But
And
we had the
ages
virus
have passed.
that has
and-
swept the world over and over again.
Yeah, but there's time travel involved, Janet. Until you
Yes,
travel
there
in
has
time,
been.
don't make that reasoning a thing, because it's
I
not.
came back and saved your life.
They're not
You
time
don't
traveling in
realize
Waterworld.
it yet. You will realize it in 1 year.
In that case, we should have thrown in Outbreak. That would have fit better. There's no time travel in that one.
Correct.
Waterworld, though, however, is very realistic because it could happen that everything melts and we get flooded and we don't know what dry earth is, dry land, or whatever the hell, and everything goes to shit. And we need Gill Dude,
Everything's
Kevin Costner, Baby Gills, to come and save us.
Nice. And Tina Majorino. She's
Right.
Great.
Yes, that lady.
And Gene Triplehorn.
You're just looking up names now, I can tell.
And Dennis Hopper. I wrote them down earlier on my piece of paper.
Who was the guy? They had him in the tankard, and
Dennis Hopper?
he was the one that was giving him the oil levels, and he was the old dude, and he played a character on Conan O'Brien back in the early '90s, and his character name was Carl Oldie Olsen, and I remember this because this was the only other time I had ever seen Carl Oldie Olsen outside of Conan O'Brien. And he was in this film, Waterworld. And I was so excited for him. I was like, hell yeah, Carl Oldie Olsen, who got picked on all the time on Conan O'Brien, was in Waterworld, where he got picked on.
Wow.
But still, it's a big feature film for him. And he was probably in his 70s or 80s at the time. So it was probably his first and last, to be honest. But what a great, cool little role. I would have been happy with. You're just in there yelling out the levels of the oil because they make you stand in it down in there. It's fucked up, but it's great. Mr. Sean says Kevin Costner makes a crappy Submariner. Well, I mean the Marvel version, sure, I guess. Mr. Sean says what? Waterworld is downright awful, poorly executed ideas and lousy acting. Wall-E is so much better. Oh,
I agree that Wall-E is so much better.
Sean McGean says Dennis Hopper is awesome. Yes. Is that the deciding factor, Donald? Time travel? Or are you picky with your time travel movies? We're talking apocalyptic films. Enrique, you want to do a time travel
give that,
series? We'll
Donald.
rank those. And then we'll throw that movie in, and Janet will have a goddamn field day. I know that much. She'll be like, I told you.
I
We're
can,
all
in
in
case
trouble.
nobody's noticed, Donald has very strong feelings about everything.
No,
That's
not
right.
me.
And I like to give my opinion as well on this
Not me.
podcast.
Wall-E and Waterworld need to be switched on this list. I mean, it could have
Correct.
easily, but
Correct.
I would disagree because I think that Waterworld is more apocalyptic than Wall-E. Wall-E is fucking. It's a goddamn Disney film.
Wally.
Yeah.
Wally.
It's two
Eva.
robots falling in love.
Eva.
This is about the
Wall-E.
survival of the human
Already
race.
happening with AI.
Okay.
The robots will save the Earth.
Right. Yeah. So that means AI
But we
needs
don't
to
have
happen.
all the water and the polar ice caps melting because the robots have come up with the solution.
Right.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right. So moving
We're all
on from
agreeing that
Waterworld, that was a hit.
Intelligence is taking over. So.
Now we go to the top 5.
This one's an interesting one because technically it's a science fiction-y. Well, a lot of these are, but a lot of people wouldn't think about this one.
I would have ranked this so much lower on my personal list.
Number 5 on the list, The Matrix.
This is high for me.
Now-
It's number 3.
The Matrix, the reason why you got to look at this as not just a singular film. You have to look at it from a trilogy base, from a trilogy point, in that
Well,
We-
4 movies now, actually, technically.
I don't count that one.
Yeah,
Quadrilogy?
I agree. I agree.
Quadrilogy?
Didn't
I
happen.
agree.
Didn't happen. We only
I
had
agree.
3.
I agree.
Quadrilogy.
I would only say that there was one film technically, if you want to
Yeah.
go
True.
that route. You
True.
know, I didn't.
The first one is the only one that I've seen.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
fine.
did revisit it recently because the last time I saw it before like a month ago was when I was in high school when it first came out.
Wow.
And I wasn't a fan back then. I was not a fan.
Hey, Bonnie, you were at the ArcLight at the time when we got the movies on second run. You didn't watch it then?
I did not, no, because I wasn't a fan.
Okay. Wow.
I wasn't ready to revisit it at the time. And then I did maybe about a month ago. And yeah, I still don't quite get it. I mean, I get it, but
Maybe it's just
doesn't-
the way that it was shot wasn't as appealing.
yeah, for me, and I feel somewhat the same way I did when I was 17, 18 at the time, which was I feel like the story was good. It's an interesting concept. I like the concept of it, but I feel like all of the special effects got in the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. Dark City is slightly a better movie because it kind of takes the same concept.
Yes.
It takes
Agreed.
the same concept.
I very
Some
much
similar
agree.
concepts.
I
I
have
think-
not seen Dark City in a very long time, but
You're right.
I
It is.
do much prefer it to The Matrix.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember somebody introducing that movie to me because I said I didn't care for The Matrix, and they said
It might have
"No,
been
this
me.
one better."
Might have been me. 'Cause
And
Rufus
maybe
Sewell
me.
and Kiefer Sutherland, I believe, were the two main
And
stars. in it.
also William Hurt and Jennifer Connelly.
Oh yeah. I forgot Jennifer Connelly was in that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
it's
such
been
a
a long
delight.
time since I've seen that
She's
one.
great.
I should
She's
revisit
great.
that one,
Yeah.
too.
Like
But,
she's
yeah,
on my
I
to-do
remember
list
enjoying
for
that a
sure.
lot.
Huh?
You know. She's such a delight. I would just hang out with her just so she can tell me stories about Labyrinth. Honestly,
Oh yeah.
you know, like what was it like? You know,
Or Working for
were
a
the
Dream.
puppets alive? No,
Also
Kevin,
Working
we're
for a
not
Dream.
talking about. You just want to talk about the ass to ass or whatever. It
No,
was.
no.
You freaking pervert.
No.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I got
that's
you
one I'm
pegged.
never gonna watch.
What were you gonna say, Kevin?
The power of addiction and how she was able to find the power of acting.
Oh,
how
you know
she
what?
would act out
You know what words in a diction, Kevin? Dick.
Just
What?
add.
Pervert. So the
Contradiction.
Matrix. It's the whole aspect of we're being culled, we're being harvested basically, and we're being put to sleep. It's a humane way of killing off the human species, really.
It's all
And they're not even killing us off. They're just making us
They're
ineffectual.
batteries.
Yeah,
They're batteries.
exactly. And that's a true way of a mechanical uprising, a robot uprising, so to speak, is something like that to happen. It's very smartly done. So the first one's a great film and well deserving of the 5th place, I feel. It's very good.
It's also kind of a Buddhist idea to think that what if that's just how it is, like for our lives? What if right now we are having something else control these bodies? They're just bodies. They're not who we really are. Like if this
It's
life
true.
is, so
Yeah.
that what's it like a metaphor for life? Being an illusion, being a dream.
Good point.
Yeah. What if we can't really get hurt because that isn't our body? That's just like the body in the Matrix.
It's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Number 4 on the list is also something. You'll see a lot of this with robots today too. Number 4, the Terminator.
And okay, I would rank that a lot higher.
You
I
rank
think
that
it's
higher than number
appropriate.
4? I think number 4 is pretty high.
Terminator's
I'm not upset with it. I think number 4 is a good spot for it.
I think it's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might even rank The
Okay.
Matrix above Terminator, but it's a tough call. It really is.
I mean, personally, I would put 12 Monkeys above it. But
Oh my
that's just
God,
me.
you're drunk.
we like 12 Monkeys.
I love 12 Monkeys.
Yeah, until they're in your apartment, and then you're like, why do I have all these monkeys? Oh my God! Why didn't I just watch one monkey? Okay, Terminator. Why did it make the cut, guys?
Skynet, because of Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
Because
The AI uprising.
All
the
this
AI uprising, yeah, robots eliminating humans.
Cyberdyne.
Mhm.
And since it's so realistic now, with artificial intelligence continuing to improve, it does make you wonder.
Sean, that's
But now-
actually a really beautiful
But
thing to
Doc,
say.
We've
Meat
also
is
got
a
time
technology.
travel going on in the Terminator too. So are you not upset at the time
Yeah,
travel
time
aspect
travel,
of this
Donald.
movie?
Hang on. Meat is a technology we do not fully understand, says Sean McGean. So I appreciate that. That's really well done. As far as time travel, like time travel is the thing behind the whole story.
Mhm.
Like
So
it's
how do you
part
rank
of
Terminator?
it's part of the robot technology.
Yeah,
is time
but
travel.
when you think about it, the
How
first
is the
thing
virus?
is
Did the virus create
it
time
really is
travel, or did the virus
pre-apocalyptic,
follow him
though.
back in time? Is the
Time
virus?
travel was always
Oh, get
there.
out of here with your nonsense!
That's
You
the
can't even
point.
compare
it was
the
always
two.
There.
It's like comparing apples to Parmesan cheese.
They
That's
are
just
time
stupid.
travel.
Get out of here
Whether
with
it's
that
my
nonsense.
intelligence or robot, I made those robots, so the time travel was always there. The robot didn't create time travel.
Mhm.
How
Time
do you know
travel
that?
created the robots.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I've done it. I created those robots and I traveled in time.
Oh God.
Janet is the reason.
Look, I'm the only one
Behind it all.
that's actively drinking on the air, but I'm well aware that those two right there are drunk. Okay,
I
good.
have
Thank
a
you,
hot
Bonnie, for
tea.
pointing it out. Drunk.
And I have
No,
a
I'm not.
wheatgrass, a
Not
powdered
even close.
wheatgrass.
Yeah, but filled with vodka, Janet. Let's be
There's
honest.
no vodka in
You're
this
pounding
house,
it back.
As you know, you've been to our house.
Oh, it's all vodka in your house. Are you kidding me? There's vodka everywhere. You're probably sitting on
Try
a
to
throne
find
of
some.
vodka bottles right now.
Try to
I
find it.
actually sat on a throne that was made completely out of Jerry Maguire VHS tapes.
Wow.
I recall that.
Yeah.
Where
was
was
an-
that?
That was an interesting time.
Where was that?
Back when they were having fun being creative, you know, you don't get that anymore. Where
At
are you
the
going to get that at?
Arclight?
No, silent movie theater. Back when it was
yeah.
cool. We've got some comments. Let's see. Mr. Sean says, Don, I'm throwing a flag on Terminator time travel violation. Sean says, I would put La Jetée above 12 Monkeys.
Love you, Tay.
Whatever. Enrique
It's
says,
much more
monkeys
monkeys in
fling
space
poop.
time.
12 poop flinging monkeys. See, there we go.
But
Sammy
you
says,
like
Donald Logic
Terminator?
people apples to cheese. Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate that. The monkeys created the time travel, not the virus, says Enrique. And then Sean McGean says, when are you from, Janet?
When am I from? 2089.
Yeah, what time? Yeah. And Inez says it's vodka garnished with grass. LOL. Yeah, that's her wheatgrass. It's vodka garnished with it.
Nice.
Oh, so the Terminator, basically Sarah Connor.
Good.
Her, what is it? Her
son John.
no, it's the dude in the Terminator.
Reese.
Kyle Reese?
Kyle Reese
Reese.
goes back in time to prevent her from being killed, right? By the Terminator?
By the Terminator.
Well,
who has created,
John
because
Connor
the
was
robots
born.
have created time travel in order to go back in time and kill her, because her son is the key to the uprising that could overthrow the robotic revolution.
yes.
So Kyle goes back in time, and thereby realizing then that he is the father, because he does have sex with Sarah Connor.
Well, I don't think he realizes it.
No, he doesn't. But
Right,
I mean, he
yeah.
realizes it maybe when he puts his
Yeah.
penis in her. I
But
don't know.
John plants the
jeez.
seed in his head by showing him this photo of his mother and letting
Right.
him keep it.
Yeah, something like that. So
And then oh, now you know what she looks like, so go find her and stop her from being killed.
right.
Saying, by the way, hi, Dad.
But isn't it so bizarre that the son is older than his father in this scenario?
Oh, absolutely. But that's, one of the mysteries of time travel.
Like Back to the Future.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's true. That is interesting. Huh. I don't think that's ever happened before.
Except for in Back to the Future, the movie.
No,
The
they were
Blake-
the same age.
Yeah, I think they were
Or
the same age.
we don't know if he was a little older than his mom.
Okay.
We don't. He could
Wow.
have been 17 and
Well,
she's 16.
I'm going to send you on that task. You got to
Yeah.
figure this one out. The only way you're going to be able to, though, Janet, is if you time travel back to when
Which
they're
I've
writing the
already
script.
done, so I'll surely be able to figure that out for you. I'll have to
All right, cool.
5 seconds ago. How about that?
Sal says Janet was there from the beginning of time.
That's right. That's right. It's the Matrix.
The dude,
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, is not in the Terminator. That's true. He does not
Janet is
abide.
the alpha and omega.
That's right. I'm the Omega woman.
She's the walrus.
That's right.
That was number 4 on the list. Number 3 on the list is an interesting choice. I don't think I would have ranked it as high, but it made it nonetheless, and it should make it on the list, so to speak, in a way.
The 1968 classic, Night of the Living Dead.
The reason why I think we're on the cusp of it, right? It's just when it's just starting.
Mm-hmm.
So
this
to me,
was number 9 for me.
Yeah, it's a great film, and don't get me wrong, it's one of the earlier films where you actually have a fantastic African American lead in a role,
King Jones,
right? That would not have otherwise been available, and we can give credit to George A. Romero for that, particularly for his casting, and also for his casting locally in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, if I recall.
Yeah, no choice.
Yeah,
had a tight budget.
Budgetarily speaking, he really didn't have a big choice in that, but he chose fantastically. I mean, the cast was spot on, excellently done, excellently well crafted. Night of the Living Dead is a really good apocalyptic movie in that the dead are rising from the grave and they are coming to take their revenge.
And the people take refuge in that abandoned house, which is cool.
Yeah, which is super cool.
I like this house is like abandoned and these people just all pile in there.
I mean, why not?
Yeah,
That's
we just
I would
find
do.
the abandoned house magically.
Unfortunately, they couldn't get
Ever
along.
since
to save
Zombieland,
themselves.
my plan is to go to Beverly Hills and bust into some celebrities'
But
giant
that would be
mansion.
abandoned. Unless maybe they're on permanent vacation and it is abandoned, kind of.
They have plenty of. I'm sure they'll all be
That's
on
true.
DiCaprio's island or something.
Sammy
Oh,
says,
Bonnie, you're right. They're gonna helicopter and
Summer
just
house.
take off somewhere. Yep.
what if they end up on Epstein's island? Like,
Oh wow.
They could end up at the house where like The Bachelor's filmed or something. That's where we should set it.
there's people eating each other out
The
there.
Real
And then
Housewives.
Epstein's island, he'd be like, yeah, there's people eating each other here too, buddy.
Oh God.
It just goes downhill from there.
That would be like the Fuckboy Island. set
Fuckboy.
or something.
Oh, that was a great show, actually. I watched the first season of it on Max. It is fun, Fuckboy Island.
Wait, there is such a thing called that?
Yes, there
Wow.
is.
That's the
wow.
Nikki Glazer one, or
Yeah, and she's really good in it. She does a really good job as the host, and the characters are really well crafted. As far as like these people are pathetic, and it's amazing to see. Because bras, or whatever, they just cannot hide the fact that they're pieces of shit. It's just so
they
easy
could just call
to
LA
see through it.
F-Boy Islands.
Right?
Yeah.
Every day, Bonnie and I witnessed this.
Currently on
camera.
Tinder is what they should have called it. Currently on Tinder.
Currently, all the zip codes in LA. That's what you're experiencing.
Mm-hmm. So Night of the Living Dead. I remember watching this at the cemetery. The what is that?
Hollywood.
Yes,
Hollywood
Hollywood
Forever?
Forever Cemetery. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
to see it there, and watching Night of the Living Dead, where they come to life out of a cemetery while you're watching it at a cemetery. It's really fun.
Pretty creepy. Pretty
Yeah.
creepy.
Really creepy. So
I
half
would
the time,
much rather do that than see Jaws in a lake.
I kind of want to do that. They have that thing where it's like in a pool or whatever, or in a
Yeah, no, thank
pond or
you.
something, and you're in
Not even in a
floaties.
pool.
I'd do
Not
that.
even in a pool.
I would totally do that.
No.
I'm down
On
for
your
that.
own,
In
bud.
fact, Bonnie, I think that's
Oh
my
my
birthday idea. I think that's what's going to happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will buy you a ticket for your birthday.
Bonnie.
I will not join you.
No, you're going to come. You have to.
No.
You have to come. There's no other choice. You have to show
You're
up.
on your own for that one, sir.
I believe
Bonnie,
it's
your
law.
birthday's at the end of July or August?
Beginning of August.
August. Okay, close
So-
down.
So
August 10th.
Sammy's, yeah, it's pretty close. A week, exactly. Sammy's dad was an extra in Dawn of the Dead, which is really cool.
Nice.
And she
said
that,
That's awesome.
That Romero was a very nice guy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Rob's here. He says, ladies, 12 Monkeys should have been higher. Brilliant film.
Yes.
Thank
that's
you.
what I
Sean
thought,
McGee
Rob.
says, yes, Mr. Sean is a Michael cameo. Jeff Bridges and Clint
Number
Eastwood, hell yeah.
7 for Janet was 12 Monkeys.
And Inez says, it'd be cool to watch Jaws in a lake or whatnot, LOL.
Or whatnot.
And Big Sal says, I would grab Bonnie's foot underwater, LOL.
Fuck you, man. That's exactly
Wow.
what I want.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, shit.
That's
Not
Sal
gonna
making
do
friends.
No, sir.
terrible. Terrible.
Okay, and this is rightfully
I will
placed, I
scream
feel.
bloody murder and drown myself.
It's a good spot at number 2. And I think it's a good spot because, this one came out in 1979. It's not the best of the series by far, in my very humble opinion.
Mhm.
But it did
Let's
give
start
us
it all.
an Australian guy that was unknown. It did give us Mel Gibson, and he went on to rant and rave and beat people. We are talking Mad Max.
But here's what's funny. Mad Max 2 would technically make more sense for this.
Agreed.
Because Mad Max 1, it hasn't really started yet.
I totally agree. Totally agree. I'm just going with these rankings and how they were put in. And that's fine. Just like with The Matrix, we'll include them all as part of it. So, you're going to include the Furiosa even within this if you want to. I still have yet to see it, but you can definitely include it in there. Just don't spoil it for me. But Mad Max, the whole idea of Mad Max is pretty great. It's a dystopian post-apocalyptic future. Everything's gone to shit, and you can't really survive unless you're able to drive.
That's
Drive
the weird
to survive.
part about that whole thing.
I think it
This
creates
is the
a cool
part
dynamic.
where I'm babysitting some 6-year-old boys, and they're a lot more into this movie than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really. I don't know.
I'm sorry. If he was delivering flowers to the next location there, would you be more into it, Janet?
If you was no, there needs to be someone talking about they can't have babies, aliens, a virus, time travel, some other shit needs to happen.
Time
So
traveling
boring.
babies that were never born.
Time traveling.
Boring. I can fall asleep in 2 seconds watching Mad Max.
Ooh, wait, the first one or the second one?
The first one.
Oh.
The first one more. The second one definitely has some more things going on. But I don't care that much about the driving. And you can build a vehicle and you're covered in dirt. And then the desert thing makes you fall asleep.
But Max's family. He lost his family in the movie.
Falling asleep. It's too monochrome. The colors.
Yeah, Mad Max is a bit boring, I will say. The original, the
You didn't
first,
feel
is
for
a
his
bit
wife
slow for me.
and son? You didn't feel for them?
I didn't. It wasn't enough for me. They were too
And by
much.
the way, there you go, Donald. A baby gets killed.
I needed some more spice. Maybe some more strong women. I like the other Mad Maxes with the ladies.
THX1138 will not be on this list.
Oh,
Sean.
I love that movie though.
Me too.
I have never
too.
even seen it, to be honest.
Never
Oh
seen it
my
before?
God.
Shame
Nah.
on you.
Yeah, I've
Shame
never
on
seen it
you.
either.
Oh, yeah, shame on me.
But-
The
Whatever.
great Donald Pleasance is in that
Oh, but
movie.
you'll
The
love
great
it.
Robert Duvall's in that movie. How dare you?
Don't talk to me like you know Donald Pleasance better than I do. Don't talk to me like that.
He met
Have you
Sir.
seen-
Pleasant.
Have you seen all of his movies? Have you seen all of them?
I
That
know,
was your
obviously
roommate.
not. I just said I
Right.
didn't watch that movie. And I'm sure you haven't either. You haven't followed him around. But yeah, so Mad Max is at number 2. So let's move on to number 1. Here we go, guys. Ready? Number 1 with a bullet. Oh, well, you guys should know by now what it is going to be.
Another 1968 classic, much like Night of the Living Dead. It is Planet of the Apes.
Yay, that
That's
was good.
right.
My number 2.
Apocalyptic. Now, we just got treated to, what was it, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which I found to be delightful. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
I still have to go see it.
They were breaking away from the whole Caesar storyline with him being the lead or the main, cause and story behind it, which is interesting because it's more into the future now. And we get to see a little more human involvement, which is also interesting. We don't get to see them in the 70s with the apes wearing suits and, they're... it was terrible. I remember that. I think it was
but it
Roddy
was
McDowell. if I recall.
It was fun though.
It was really bad. I tried with those. They were really bad. But anyway, Planet of the Apes.
For the originals.
Yeah. So Planet of the Apes is like a big time franchise if you think about it. They made 5 originally, and then now they're on their 4th. So that we're reaching at like horror film level of, franchisable type
Police
stories.
Academy level of movies.
We're at like 9. Police Academy was only 7 if I recall.
Yes.
And then there was no more. But there has been talks about a reboot, but I don't think it would work. Particularly because you can't get vulgar enough. You can't get racist enough like you could with Police Academy in the 80s. Like that, they could get away with a lot of shit back then. You can't now. You can't do it. Yeah.
Or sexist or...
Right. All that stuff, yeah. So that's it. This is number 1, Planet of the Apes. It kind of speaks for itself. Basically, the big thing, spoiler alert, is that we realize that at the ending, when Charlton Heston is walking along the beach and he falls to his knees and realizes that there lies the Statue of Liberty and everything is a wasteland and everything had been annihilated while he was up in space and then kind of restarted from the beginning and apes took over and now they're the dominant species and they're the higher level of intelligence and he has to come to terms with that. And he has to realize that he's no longer part of that hierarchy. And, his time as a dominant species is done. Homo sapiens are no longer the strongest mentally of the species in the world. And it's fascinating to see it. It was fascinating to play out. It's an interesting story. For its time, it was groundbreaking. I mean, everybody was like, what? These 8 people look so real. You look at it now, it looks goddamn ridiculous. But, back then it blew people's minds. It's always funny to see. Even when I was a kid and I watched The Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
The Last Starfighter, they were in space and they were like, oh my God, there's this meteor in this big gray cube that looked like a flat Post-it flew past him in his ship. And I'm like, that looks so goddamn bad. Like, that doesn't look anything like a meteor. It looks terrible. But when I was a kid, whoa, I believe that shit. So it's interesting how, when effects get better, how our mind can perceive stuff as better, and then when we look back, we see stuff as worse than it was. The only thing I don't look back at and criticize a lot of times is stop motion. Like stop motion animation, I always feel
really good
because it never quite felt real, but it was always intimidating and special somehow because you knew the effort that went into it. Mm-hmm. And so looking back at it, you still appreciate it for what it is. And you don't think it's ridiculous. You still appreciate it for what it is and you enjoy it. And we are getting a new, from the makers of Paranorman and Kubo and the Two Strings, we are getting another stop-motion animated film coming soon, within this year or next year, if I recall. So I'm super excited about that.
It's going to be good.
There's actually 10 Planet of the Apes movies if you count Tim Burton's from 2000.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that. Mr. Sean says, my God, you blew it all to hell. Yes. Sean McGean says, Planet of the Apes, iconic. They need to make a Commandy film franchise. I totally agree. Sean, have you seen the Commandy short that they put, I can't remember what they put it on, but they put it along with a bunch of other shorts. There was what was the other ones, Kevin? There was a Blue Beetle short with Ted Cord. There was Commandy.
There was Howling Commandos.
Was it the Howling Commandos? I don't think they did that.
Yeah, they did.
No, I don't think it was Howling. Are you sure?
Am I wrong? I thought they did. I could have sworn there was a Sergeant Rock and the Howling Commandos in there.
I'm sorry. I thought you said Creature Commandos for some reason.
I say Phantom Strangers.
Yeah, I think you're right about the Sergeant Rock. Yeah.
Phantom Stranger. There's a Phantom Stranger short.
Yeah, they've done that in the past, too. The Phantom Stranger short was great. All the DC shorts are fantastic, by the way, and the Commandy is no exception. It's really good. So if you get a chance, Sean, check that out. Mr. Sean says, yes. Sean McGean says, Donald, you should watch the original cut of THX 1138.
Yes, it's so good.
Maybe someday, yeah. I'll put it on the list for sure.
I need to buy that.
But I had to watch, over the weekend, I had to watch Madam Web, so, it didn't
You loved that too.
Oh, it's so bad. Are you kidding me?
I know, but isn't it fun? So
Madam
silly.
Web? No. I tried.
It was silly.
You know what? The mistake I made was I didn't have any edibles first, Janet.
Yes,
And-
that's right.
So it really wasn't very good for me. So
But I thought it was silly. I mean, it's like a C movie, but it's so much fun.
it's a bad C movie, yeah. Yeah, Sergeant Rock was with the Easy Company. That's right. Okay. Oh yeah, no problem, Sean. He's gonna look for the Commandy short. Yeah, it's really good. A lot of fun, and all the other shorts that were on that same Blu-ray or DVD were also very good as well. But that's it. That's gonna wrap it up. Kevin, do we know what we're doing next week?
Not yet. I'm not sure. It could be.
Oh well, it's not that we don't know. It's just that we have two choices that we're working on
Yes.
that I guess we haven't decided on yet.
It
so.
could be one thing or it could be another thing.
Or another thing entirely.
We have no clue what we're doing.
Donald, are we giving away any hot sauce today anymore?
No,
Hot sauce.
no, unless you want me to just dig a used bottle out of my fridge.
Nice.
I don't think anybody want that.
Exactly.
Anybody want
Put it
a
on-
used
in
bottle
my
of hot
liquor.
sauce? It's
Put it in
delicious.
this vodka that's hiding under my couch.
Yeah, it's a Janet's vodka throne. She's gonna throw you a bottle. Love you too, Mom. Love you too, Dad. Sean McGee says over the weekend I watched a bunch of films starting with Alain Delon. They are having a Delon mini film festival here in Santa Barbara. Oh, interesting. I love Santa Barbara, by the way. I try to get up there as much as possible when I can. Just really enjoy being up there, and it's not far from wine country, which I also love. So oftentimes I'll stay in Santa Barbara for the night and just enjoy the evening there, and then I'll go up wine tasting the next day and then drive home late in the evening. I do that a lot, actually. Well, every couple of years anyway, so I guess it's a lot, so to speak. Whose birthday is it, says Inez?
Mine.
Well, it will be Kevin's, and then shortly after it will be Janet's. So we got two birthdays this week.
Ours, me and Kevin.
And Mr. McKinney. And your soon to be born.
Well,
nephew.
yeah, I mean, we're going to have another pod before that, so, we don't want to get his head
and-
too big, giving him birthday wishes for 2 weeks straight. I mean,
And Chris too in a couple weeks.
yeah, Chris Turner and Tanner and
Tanner.
Katie just had her party, so her birthday happened. A lot of birthdays in June. In fact, one of my prerequisites, if you're going to become my friend, is you cannot have a birthday in June.
Nice.
That is
He's
one-
at his
Full.
limit now.
I'm all full
He's
up on
tapped
June
out.
birthdays. All right,
No more
I
Gemini.
can't afford you
No more
if you're in
Cancer
June.
at the end of June.
Yeah, if you're July, you're all right. You're okay in July. August, it's starting to fill
Leos,
up, but
bring
it's
it
okay.
on.
It's okay. Yeah, but as we need to
We
know,
felt
though,
ready to get
the
there,
most
Leo.
important birthday in August is always going to be our own birthday, because that's what
Bonnie.
Leos think.
Bonnie.
That's how we think. Yeah.
Yeah, Bonnie.
I Am
All
Legend
month
did not make it, but the Omega Man did make it, Rob. And Inez is wishing you both happy birthday.
Thank you.
Sal says,
Thank you.
Kevin, I'm going to jump you at your shop, bro. Oh,
Really?
shit.
Why?
I don't
That's
know.
messed up.
He's pissed.
That's
Wants to
messed
hang
up,
out
man.
with you.
Sean McGee says, happy birthday, Kevin and Janet.
Wait,
Sammy
I know
says,
why.
mine's in September. I'm safe. Yes, you are, Sammy.
Sal wants the Strange Tales 110, first Doctor Strange. That's why he wants to jump us.
Inez says, oh, no, mine is in June. Well, guess
Uh-oh.
what?
Uh-oh.
We're not friends. Don't expect shit from me. We're all filled up here. Sell your crazy someplace else. All filled up.
Gemini are crazy.
But thank you guys so much for being here. Next week, we're going to have another doozy. It's going to be a fun time.
That'd be very fun.
Please keep in mind that I have been putting out the audio podcasts quite regularly here lately, so we're going to continue to do so. So we should have one this week coming up, and we did have a new one last week, and I believe that was about action revenge films, if I recall. So that was a really good one. And we've got another good one coming up this week, and then we'll keep popping them out as much as we can. Much like my niece with her children. Just keep popping them out as much as she can.
Is this her fourth? This could be her fourth?
Third or fourth. I can't even remember
Oh, my
anymore.
goodness.
At least
Wow.
third. Slow
See,
down.
the world is not in danger of not being popular.
As long as my nieces are around, yeah, the world is not in danger of kids.
It's not a realistic fear.
Right. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Have a great night. And if you're feeling thirsty, perhaps you should.
Have a safe, refreshing, but always fulfilling Rumble Pop.